safe and well in yet another week of lockdown.
Today we're joined by Kelsey from Gymboree Music. Hi.
Hello. Hi guys. Yeah, I've got Jimbo here as well, by the way, so he's giving a quick wave.
Hi Jimbo.
Hi Jimbo. How are you
guys
keeping?
doing?
I'm in the background.
Good. I like that. Lots of branding that we're going for here.
Just in case anyone's not sure what's going on.
So how are you keeping, Kelsey? How are you and Jimbo during lockdown? Are you surviving?
We're all surviving. I think surviving is a key word. I think we're all surviving at the moment. It's an interesting experience, isn't it? Something that none of us have ever been through before. So, you know, we're learning more. I think I'm learning more about myself as a dad, more about myself as a business owner. And yeah, you know, it's got its highs and lows. And I think as time has gone on, I'm just trying to ride the wave a bit better. I've always heard that expression, and I've never really completely understood it, but now I get it. So after trying to resist, I'm like, you know what? This is out of our control. Let's just try and stay safe. Just try and stay calm. Try and refocus, reassess, and breathe. And I think that's just the most important thing. So yeah, interesting highs and lows, and we're just trying to ride the wave at the moment. So yeah, how about you guys?
Yeah, same.
Surviving.
Yeah, surviving. Yeah.
Each day it comes, bad days, good days.
Yeah.
All days are normally the bad days. Good days are the other bits after. But you know, we're all learning as well, and it's just keeping calm, isn't it? They had the slogan right: keep calm and carry on.
Keep calm and carry on, absolutely. And you know, quite a few people have asked me how I'm coping, and I just feel so grateful for the fact that, you know, because you read so many stories, and I think there's a lot everywhere. So, you know, there are lots of other people going through really, really, really difficult times in their lives at the moment. So, yeah, just really thankful. I think that's something I've learned, to be really thankful for everything that we do have that's currently in place at the moment. So yes, and just breathing, breathing and singing, because, you know, spending a lot of my time singing, which I did anyway, but now it's like, feels like, you know, like therapy. It's a great thing for the soul.
Better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel better.
Yeah, put some music on, have a good old sing.
Yeah.
I do that. It helps.
Yeah, absolutely.
That brings us on nicely to talk about Gymboree and how that all started and what it's all about.
Yeah, good question. Well, there are two stories, because there's the Gymboree playing music, the global story, which is a lot longer and older than we are. It started in 1976.
Oh wow!
Yeah, incredible. By an absolute like mega business entrepreneur. She really just saw a massive gap in the market and seized it, and she's inspired the world ever since. She's called Joan Barnes, and she's a family mum, and she's from San Fran, and it started as a small get-together for mums, for dads as well, in like small village halls. It wouldn't be a village, it's like a district of San Fran, a little hall space there, and it was small, cups of tea, things like that, just a get-together to allow adults to connect, which is so important. Healthy adults, healthy children. It's as simple as that. But alongside that, there were very small scale. I mean, none of the equipment that we see now. This is in its fourth version, really, that was updated in the 90s. So it's had many different looks as it's evolved through time. But would have had a few mats and some instruments, and quite a lot like, some of the groups that you see around town, around in Warwickshire, started as something really simple. But then the love of it just grew and grew and grew, and she realized that she could do something more with it. And then it became, this Gymboree and Play Music that we know and love, that includes the equipment side of things, the musical energy to it. I think, again, energy is such a key part of Gymboree, but the social element of everything that was there at the very beginning, before all of the lovely equipment that children just thrive on when they're learning, you know, the early stages of movement and mobility, before what you see now. It still has that energy. It still has that social aspect, which is really key, which is one of the fundamental reasons as to why I did it and what we wanted to do in Warwickshire. You know, we didn't know that we were always going to be in Leamington. We initially were due to open in Warwick, because we as a business, Warwick and Leamington Spa, we're about 5.5 years old, but we've only been in Leamington as the centre for 3 years. So before that, we were a music programme. We didn't have any equipment because we suffered a crisis quite early on. I mean, nothing on the scale of this, but it was our site, unfortunately, just as we were ready to go and the equipment was there, and I was so thrilled that we could bring it to Warwickshire, having trained in London, our site fell through.
Oh no.
And we suddenly, we lost, well, we didn't lose everything, but it really felt like we lost everything.
Oh.
And, you know, for a good day, there were a few tears. there was a bit of, because you fall in love with what you do, and it's your baby, and there was a real heartbreak there, but it didn't take long, and I can't really give credit to myself. I think it has to be my partner and business partner, Natalie Young. I think she's very good at keeping a very level head in a crisis. She can just go, okay, fine, let's do this. And she just said straight away, well, what else do you like to do within Gymboree? You know, what else did you do? I thought, well, I love doing art classes, love doing art, but I don't know whether that's exactly where I wanted to go with it. But I did really enjoy the music because there was something really dramatic about it. Having been an actor for about 6 years prior to all of this, I thought, well, it's just so in line with the performing stuff that I like to do. So we thought very quickly on the spot, let's do music. Let's just do music. It's very low scale. Instruments, mats, puppets, Jimbo, a sound system, and go. And we went and we started. We went to a place called the Little Sunflowers. I don't know whether you know about it. No. It was in Kenilworth. It was lovely. It was really small space, but it was lovely. And it's no longer around, unfortunately. Oh. But we did our first demo. I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. And we gained one customer. We gained one customer. And it's amazing how even from that you think, we got it, we can do it, we can go with this. And we did. We went, and in it, it just grew, and my love for it grew. I was working out how to be a teacher in that setting. I was learning more about our customers. I was learning more about the program as a whole. So we started, 5.5 years ago. Mini crisis with our site falling through, and then starting with the music program, and then eventually it just grew and grew and grew. And even though it's been over 5.5 years, it feels like it's a decade. It feels like a long time. But I really have loved every minute. I continue to love it after all these years.
That's great. So you've said some little clues in there about equipment. So how is Gymboree different from other music-based groups out there?
Yeah, really good question. And that's why, when the current crisis that is ongoing, the idea of doing music online just seemed like a natural fit, because obviously we can't, unfortunately, bring our equipment into the house, and that wouldn't really help people, or that wouldn't continue to help people as much at home. So with the music and how it benefits people, I mean, there's one thing I do have to say is that there's a male teacher there, which is good. There is a real lack, unfortunately. There is a real lack of male teachers in this kind, early years, which is a shame. And it's nice for children to hear a different tone of voice. I think that's really important. They really notice. They're so in tune with sound, and those brains are like sponges. And that's why music, we absolutely love it at Gymboree. Every Gymboree is different. We're all independently owned, but we're all sharing the love under the same banner. And again, some places are more on the physical, Some places are really heavy on other aspects, but we love the music because it targets everything. You explore everything within it. Language development. Our classes are incredibly animated. We like to go for it. We're all, most of the teachers that work at Gymboree have a solid drama background, which I think is really key for bringing the songs to life. And when we do, it's not just we're doing a song separate to another song. We try and take you on a journey from beginning to middle and end, as creative a flow as possible. We use lots of puppets. We love the sight of our puppets. It's a great way for increasing awareness of the world around us. And something that really, I think, not that, I don't like to say that we're in competition with too many people. We're all sharing the space and we've all got something to bring to it. But I love the fact, and I've always loved it, and I've always wanted to have this as a centre component in regards to everything that we do at Gymboree. We all sing a cappella, and we do a little bit of recording music from time to time when we do dancing and working on the physical side. And that's why music is really beneficial. So whilst we can't be exploring on the equipment, we can still work on our balance. We can still work on our strength. All of those things are going to, and also being physically expressive, that's all going to help us for the future. So yeah, I think those are some of the really key aspects of why I love Gymboree music and what makes it special. We sing, we dance, and we create magic. That's what we like to do. We create magical stuff.
Lots of people, when you've come to the cafe, have said the same. They love your classes. You're so energetic, so dynamic, and you can see it, like you say, in the children as well. They are so just mesmerised by you. It's lovely to watch. It's great.
Yeah, it's a world that I love, and it was because of that early problem that we had, where our original business idea didn't quite take place then. Eventually it did, but and when I went into music and I was going and visiting village halls and centres and just really kind of going around the community, taking instruments and Jimbo and bubbles and the parachute, and I think all of the themes, but there are certain themes that you really get lost in, and you can see the children are loving it as well. They're loving it, but you almost see the parents enjoying it even more. Lost in 80s week, disco week.
Oh yeah,
classics. It just takes you back, and I'm seeing mums and dads really let loose in our classes, which is what I love to see. Lots of singing. That where else can you feel comfortable singing, right? So yeah, it has that. Well, we want it to have to create the feeling of a really relaxed, cool space where you can really let loose and explore with your child side by side. That is how they grow and develop, by being with you in really colourful, musical, active environments where they love to play. They learn through play. So yeah, that's what we have tried to create as much as possible.
So is it your Leamington venue, and you have equipment there, do you?
That's right. Yeah, we do. Yeah. So at the moment, it's sadly collecting lots of dust. Although I went in last week to pick up some kits, so it's still looking quite clean. But we will give it a spruce up once lockdown starts to wind down. But yeah, all of our equipment and setup, everything. All of our setups that we use in our classes, it remains permanently there. So that's one of the lovely things about that space. It's a really big open hall space. We're very, very lucky to have found it. I was really worried that we wouldn't find a space. We were looking for a year and a half, and it was becoming really difficult. And lots of the spaces that we did find needed a lot of work being done to it to make it suitable for humans to be there, especially in the winter. All of these things add a lot of cost. But it's the family tree. It's a very well known space in Leamington. That downstairs now is a nursery called Seedlings Nursery, and upstairs we are in the main big hall space, and it's just a big open space. So and essentially a blank canvas. So we were able to play around with it to do what we wanted, after very tentatively asking the landlord whether we could actually do that there. they agreed, they allowed. And yeah, we've been there for 3 years. We celebrated our 3rd birthday in just towards the end of September last year.
Oh.
And
happy birthday.
yeah, thank you very much. Unfortunately, this year has been slightly different to our plans.
Yeah.
But still, we're still remaining positive. But it's a lovely space, and what we hear a lot from our customers, we've kind of touched on it a little bit already, is they love the classes and they love the animated, colourful nature, the musical nature. We try and put in and shower little ones with as much music as possible because we love to sing, and that's how they learn about language and movement and all of those other wonderful things. But parents they just feel so great. And I'm not, I will be biased, but I think it's true. They come in and straight away we're chatting to them, we're talking to them because we know them and we really like knowing them, and conversations that we left last week we can pick up this week, and all of that kind of personal touch that I really try and embed in throughout the training process with new teachers. And thankfully we've just been blessed that everyone we have hired just has an instinctive love for communicating with people, for supporting children through their development, which you have to have a love for this to do it and to give it all of the oomph that it needs. But I never really realized just how much it meant to them, because for us we're doing it every day and we love it. But it's when people move on, when they go back to work, or they move country, or they move city. I've had a few emails from parents who shall remain anonymous, but who have mentioned that I was actually going through quite a dark space at that time. That was quite a challenging period for various reasons. But coming to that, your 45-minute class at Gymboree, coming to Gymboree was just a moment where I could just go, it's okay. I can just sing, I can just dance, I can just rock, I can just forget about that. And when you read that, you think, okay, that's great. That's exactly what I wanted, but that's more, really.
Yeah.
The classes are so important, but if we're able to create a space where people can just come and feel positive and feel happy and play and learn to play. I mean, adults are learning to play again, which is a very hard thing for us adults to do, is to play. But it's really important. It's really important that we do that, And so yeah, positivity. That's what we like to pump out, and that's what we're still trying to do with our online classes as much as possible.
So you've just touched on there your online classes that you're doing. Can you tell us a bit about those?
Yes, so this our group is called Gymboree TV. There are lots of other groups within the Gymboree network. They're calling it collectively Gymbo at Home, but we decided that we quite like to call ours Gymboree TV, which is really cool. And what we're doing is a series of themed interactive musical sessions for children that are 20 to 25 minutes long, and you can click in as a member and access whenever you want, whenever works best for you and your little one. We've just finished one of my favourite themes, actually, which was pets. I never knew that I'd love that theme so much, but there are so many songs that you can sing to it. It's just fantastic. We started with I'll kind of talk you through the format. We have our welcome song, so we clap our hands, and that's to the camera so that you and your little one can watch and enjoy all of those actions and mimic as well. So we're trying to create as much of the class experience as possible. So we'll do our warm up. I'll clap our warm up song, and then we'll go straight into a lap ride. So that's really exciting. We did that for Pets theme. That was I had a little turtle, and his name was Tiny Tim. That's one of my favourites. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's one of my favourite nursery rhymes. I love it. I absolutely love it.
That one.
I haven't heard it.
Really? I'll have to give you a special at some point.
You
That's
will,
not the
yeah.
song for today, but it's an absolute classic. I love it. And I heard it on holiday. I was on holiday in Greece 2 years ago, and the kind of kids camp, how they have the creative camp and classes for kids when they're on holiday, so the adults can go off and drink and do their other things. They were kind of leading the children just past the swimming pool and were singing it. I just thought, that's great. I'm bringing that to Gymboree. I'm bringing it. Yes, we do our walk, we do our lap ride, and then directly after our lap ride, we'll introduce our song, whether it be through a sound. So sound play, I love to explore with the use of my voice, creating different animal sounds or sounds of vehicles or the sound of the sea, something like that. And again, adults can mimic that with their children and creating all of that sound play. What we're doing is we form those shapes in the mouth. It's paramount for really good speech and language development. It's like a big mouth muscular workout, warm-up essentially. And I kind of plucked that from my drama training. I thought, there's so much from my drama training that you can use with children, especially when we're talking about speech and language development. And then that will be our introduction, whether it's picture cards, sound play, or a puppet. And then that will lead us into our main featured song, where we'll explore different musical elements like rhythm, beat, tempo, dynamics of sound. And then we'll add, so that's our first scaffold. We like to do everything in bite-sized chunks. And then we'll go on to introduce the instrument. It changes all the time. We have different instruments that we like to explore. And again, for people that are watching at home, if they don't have said instrument, they can just grab, a wooden spoon, a pan, a pot, anything like that. So we always instruct people on what they might need before the class starts with a little, kind of written text, just on top of the video so that everyone's prepped. And then after that, we'll after our main features song, we'll do some dancing and movement that again will be in relation to the theme. Then we'll finish off with our Jimbo goodbye dance. Yay. So yes, it does make a lovely appearance towards the end.
That sounds really great. How can people get in touch with you if they want to join up? What's the best way for them?
Yeah, really simple. There are a few really easy ways. Number one, you can just head straight to our Facebook business page, typing in Gymboree, Warwick and Leamington Spa. You can just DM, just send us a direct message and say that we'd like more info about Jimbo TV or about your online music classes, and we will happily lead you through. It's all click of a button, done, and then you're in. Or you can send an email to warwick@gymboreeclasses.co.uk. And if you're worried about spelling, you can just go to Google, type in Gymboree Warwick or Gymboree Warwick Leamington Spa, go to our website, and all of the other information is up on there as well. So yeah, really easy, and do come and join us.
Brilliant.
Can we have a demonstration, please, Kelsey?
Absolutely. So, okay, guys, I'm going to use two lovely maracas. For you guys, you can just tap on your desk or you can clap your hands. So we're going to start, as we always do in our music classes, starting with the beats. So see if you can join me wherever you are as we match the rhythm of the beat. So again, this is having a big impact on our memory because it's nice and repetitive. And we're working the physical side of things as well. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to sing a song called I Won't Grow Up from the musical Peter Pan through our Broadway music theme. And when I sing a line, you two, it would be great if you could echo and sing that line back to me. It's really good for working on back and forth communication. Are you ready? Let's go.
Ready.
Here we go. I won't grow up. I won't grow. I want to go to school.
I want to go to school.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
Just to learn to be a
parrot.
Awesome. And recite a silly rule.
And recite a silly rule.
If growing up means it would be beneath my dignity to climb a tree, I'll never grow up, never grow up, never grow up. Oh, not me, not I, not me. So keep that beat going. So we're going to see if we can try and create a nice soft and gentle diminuendo back down to the bottom as we clap and clap and clap and clap, clap and clap with me. Can you clap even slowly? Clap even slowly. Clap and clap and clap and clap and clap and clap and stop. Awesome. Big round of applause. Well done.
That's really
There we go. We
difficult
survived. We survived.
with the time difference and the.
Yeah, I couldn't hear. I'm so sorry.
No, not a problem. Not a problem. I'm amazed that we did it. So there we go.
Yeah.
We did it. We did it. No,
Obviously,
it was a
works
pleasure.
a lot better when you're doing your class. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so sorry.
I
I
know.
couldn't hear myself clapping. I was like, oh no, I can't actually.
It's very good. I know, because there's always a delay, and that's the funny thing about recording as well, is that you're, going from teaching in classes where you get that immediate response, and it's like being an actor. When you're performing, it's not just about the performance. It's so much about the audience that are giving you all of that energy, and you feed off all of that. And really great teachers are really good at sort of feeding off the energy of children and also adults as well. So when you're filming, it's like, okay, you've got to send it out there and just hope.
Just hope, yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem at all.
It's been really good to
Thank you for having me.
That's all right.
Oh, you, and thank everyone out there for listening today. Keep an eye on our Facebook page and find out who we'll be speaking to next. Or if you've got any ideas of who you'd like us to speak to, let us know and we'll see what we can sort out.
Stay safe, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.